Hello, everyone. This is Independent Conservative. I'm Ryan Bolin. Thank you all for joining me. So the far left publications, Los Angeles Times, and I think New York Times and Los Angeles Times, are losing tens of millions of dollars a year due to what this article says here is a lot of far left radical lies. Okay, I'm just going to read you guys a small portion of this article and I want to get right into my commentary. Yes, because I definitely have something to say about this. And it's a shame because they just don't seem to be getting it. You know, the far left Washington Post and Los Angeles Times, that's right, are losing tens of millions of dollars annually. And by the way, let me bring something out here. This is an opinion piece that I'm reading, so this will come off as this person's opinion, although the writer of this particular article is giving statistical facts, okay? After decades of spreading bias, lies, conspiracy theories, and political violence, the chickens have finally come to roost at these dreadful publications. A new report saying billionaire Patrick Soon has sunk hundreds of millions of his own money into unprofitable Los Angeles Times underscores how desperate the news industry is to chart a plan for survival in the digital era, reports the equally dreadful Axios. And I mean, he's talking about $60 million annually. The Washington Post reportedly lost $100 million in 2023. And it just goes on. And then the writer of the article mentions some of the reasons why he believes that these publications are losing all their readers. He says the Russian collusion hoax, hands up, don't shoot hoax, verifying people hoax, I don't know what that is, Russian bounties hoax, Trump trashes Trump troop hoax, policemen killed at mostly peaceful January 6th protest hoax, Rittenhouse hoax, and a bevy of other MAGA assaulted Paul Pelosi hoax. I mean, a bevy of other reasons why these publications have lost so much money. Now, if you guys want to, you can go to the description box below and click on the title of the article and you can read the entire article for yourself if you so like. Here's the bottom line that I want to put at. As you read the article, if you so decide to do so, what ticks me off is that the producers and the financiers that finance these publications, the ones that create the narrative for the reporters and those who are employed to say what they want them to say. What bothers me about this is that it always comes down to getting rid of the little man. Because if you read further in the article, the writer of the article states that they're going to start laying people off, cutting like 50 to 100 people on the staff because they can't pay these people because they're losing out. Now, the article goes on to say that, and I'm paraphrasing some of the words, that the reason why publications and news sites such as CNN are still surviving, even though one is basically watching them in comparison to other news outlets, is because of people who subscribe to cable. Okay. And the reason why he states that is because the cable fees subsidize the fees that are used to pay for these publications and these other news services. Okay. So basically he's saying is that these news services are so desperate that they have to co-mingle with cable services in order to survive. No one basically is watching them, but in order to survive, they got to co-mingle with these cable services, you know. Look, I don't have cable. I have the internet, okay, but whatever, you know. Here's the deal. What bothers me is the fact that they're getting rid of what I would consider to be, to some extent, innocent people who are basically being paid to spin the narrative. Now, someone could argue, well, why don't these people that work for these publications get another job? You could say that. I mean, you could argue that, but it's kind of hard to do when the job like a leftist, far leftist publications such as Los Angeles Times or whatever is paying all this money. It's hard to let that money go for something that's less, that's going to pay you less. It's kind of hard to do. Money talks. Money talks. So yeah. So they're having a hard time. So we could argue that, well, they need to go work for someone else. It's not going to, I don't know, it's not going to push so much of this far left radical nonsense. They can do it, but it's not always that easy. My point is that these people are the ones that suffer. Instead of the people at the top saying, you know what, let's change the narrative. Let's mix it up like CNN once did when it first came out. When CNN was first created, I believe in the mid to early to mid 70s, it was kind of like a moderate cable station. It was kind of like a moderate news service. They kind of mixed it up. Today, they're so far left, you can't even see them. You got to look to see how far left they done went because you can't see them. They're like a dot all the way in the left end. You can't see them. They're so far left. They're so radical. They're so Trump deranged that they can't even be seen on the radar. Okay? This is what the CNN has become now. And this is what a lot of these far left publications have become. And people are sick and tired of the lies. They're starting to see the lies and they're starting to say, I can't watch that nonsense anymore. But the innocent people always suffer for it. Instead of the higher up saying, let's change it and make it more moderate so that we can get more views, what do? Let's cut all the little guys out. We keep our money, cut all the little guys out. That's baloney. That's crazy. And it's sickening. Always the little guys that get hurt by this nonsense. But I will say this. It should show the masters, if you will, what they need to do in the future. My suggestion is, if you don't want to go to the right, make it moderate. Mix it up. You might just get more viewers. You might just get more readers. And that's what I had to say about that. What do you guys think about this? Leave your comments in the comment section below. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel. God bless you all. See you again.